a reading club program can be quite easy. There are some activities that you do each time you meet, and other activities that depend on the specific story you share with the children. We are going to show you an example of a 1-hour program and a 2-hour program that you can use but also change to suit your club's needs. Let's start with the 1-hour program. Start with a game and a song or two. These are fun ways to start a session and to make the children feel comfortable and relaxed. Teach the children the games and songs that you played and sang as a child, and use ones they know. Use the home languages of all the children and other languages. For the check-in activity, let everyone sit in a circle, then invite the children to share something about themselves. They could talk about how they are feeling or something important that happened in the past week, about stories they have read, read something they have written, or just ask questions. In some sessions, you can choose to tell a story.
One dry hot day.
Listening to stories develops children's language, listening skills, and critical thinking. It is also a great way to grow children's love of stories.
Lion have an idea.
You should always include reading at each reading club session. If you have done storytelling, then spend time reading a story to the whole group. If you have already read a story to the whole group, then let the children choose to read in pairs or alone. It is also a good time to introduce new books by showing them to the children and telling them a little bit about each one. Allow some time after the reading aloud or storytelling for the children to talk about the story. Then allow time for other story-related activities, like retelling the story in your own way, doing a drawing or writing activity linked to the story, or doing an activity from the Nal'ibali newspaper supplement. The children should only do what they feel comfortable doing. Before the children go home, take a register so you know who was there. Then it is time for the adults to debrief. The volunteer debriefing session is very important to develop the volunteer skills and knowledge. It also allows you to reflect on what worked well and what you could do differently next time. A 2-hour program works best because it allows more time for children to enjoy stories, reading and writing in different ways. The free voluntary reading session is a time for members to settle once they arrive and to focus on reading. Children choose books to read independently, in pairs or in a group. You can invite the children to write the titles and authors of books they have read and a comment about the books on newsprint or in their reading journals. The start of the structured program is signaled with the songs and games. We then have the check-in activity. The check-in is followed by storytelling or reading a story aloud. Discuss questions about the story that encourage children to think more deeply about the story. Then it is time to divide the children into smaller groups of about 5. If possible, let a volunteer work with each group. Spend the next 50 minutes doing 2 different kinds of small group activities. First, do an activity related to the story you read aloud or told. Then do another activity like the children making books or writing or telling their own stories or doing another activity from the Nal'ibali newspaper supplement. Then complete the register and the children go home, leaving you and the volunteers to debrief after another reading club session. Whichever program you choose for your reading club, we hope that you enjoy planning it.